Steve Crawford.
I am Douglas Kerr.
I am DJ Tony Tone.
And the latest is that in 2023 thus far, there has not been a number one hip-hop record. And this is for the first time in a few decades, give or take. How you feel about that? Why?
I'm fine with it. I might even say I'm happy about it because.
Why are you hating on these modern hip hop guys,
I
man?
know,
You sound like a hater. They're gonna beat you up for this, Doug.
I know.
Come on now.
I know. I was just getting ready to say.
Let me leave the hating to me. I'm a specialist.
No, don't worry about it. I've got that covered as well. Right, I've got that covered. I think we're old enough. We're like the three dudes on
Waldorf
Do the Right Thing.
Statler.
No. Waldorf and Statler. Those are my boys. But the three cats that were on what was it? Do the Right Thing. That was sitting on the corner.
Oh yeah. On the stoop.
Yeah, sitting under the little umbrella. So I get it. New comes and old fogies like us go, what's that? Get off my lawn. Potholes in my lawn, right? What happened to De La Soul? What happened to Public Enemy? Yeah. And like music evolves, right? This is kind of the knock on a lot of old school DJs is you only play the nostalgic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that music evolves. I get it. However, it was cats literally just repeating the same thing. And by the way, the beats completely identical. They would drop a snare out. They would speed up a hi-hat here. It was even though like back in the heyday, in my opinion, the heyday of hip hop, when you had James Brown and George Clinton basically, or Parliament, Funkadelic being sampled at an enormous clip, people used that differently, right? So the Bomb Squad was going to use it differently than Dre was, right? Even though it's the same sample, and you recognized it when you heard it, but now it's like, oh, that's that trap beat. It's the same thing. And they're talking about the same subjects, smoking weed. I hit somebody with my 9, and I think it's silly that cats are going to jail for that. That's a whole nother topic. They're getting on for their lyrics, but at the same time, don't put your business in the streets like that, right? So I'm not trying to hate necessarily, but it's not good product. I think is what is the reason why there hasn't been a number one.
Yeah, I had to come to terms with being labeled a certain thing by modern standards if you tell what you feel is the truth, right?
Hater.
Like, you're a hater or you're outdated or you're a bitter old person. Mm-hmm. I'm not bitter. I'm happy. I have a beautiful life.
Right.
I'm not bitter.
Right, I'm not either.
But even back in the day, we could call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, it's not like everything was hot back in the day. Everything was original, authentic. No, it was garbage back in the day.
Listen, man, that Terminator X
the
project, one hit.
Come on, right?
It wasn't very good.
So we could call it what it was. So if it was there was whack hip hop in the 90s, whack hip hop in the 80s. It was
absolutely
horrible. Like, everybody, shoot me for this. Everybody loves, they talk about Kumo D. I hated Kumo D. ABC, 1, 2, 3 was his rhyme pattern for me, right?
Right.
I just thought, I liked LL, and the LL Cool J, Kumo D, but I thought Kumo D was just corny and LL was more lyrical to me.
Right.
So we had, am I limited? From my experience, so at any rate, modern day, there has not been a number one hip hop record.
A number one.
In
what is it?
This year?
Pop record that is a hip hop record.
Correct. That's hit the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's an accurate reflection of what's coming out. I don't think, and I don't purport to know every song that comes out, every artist, every MC or whatever. I don't. But back in the day, stuff grabbed you whether you were into it or not. I was not into hip hop, and somebody said, "Go listen to Tribe Called Quest. We're gonna see how much you into hip hop." I heard the first Tribe Called Quest album, and I was working on the assembly line at Chrysler, manual labor, and you had to have something to take off your mind while you shooting the screws. I didn't fast forward one record.
Can we talk about that for a
Not one.
second?
Now, when I get done, it was a body of work that I didn't have to fast forward, and I'm very insatiable. I want to know what's the hot one now, what's the hit, and I found myself listening to Tribe albums, but you tell me a hip hop album today, both of you, I dare you to tell me a hip hop album you are listening through all the way. Turn it off and it can come back and can recite what you just heard. Like, and even
Bruh, I can't think of one hip hop album right now.
Me either.
yeah,
I don't. No, well, I actually I do know one. The L. Michaels
With
Black Thought.
Black Thought. Okay.
That's dope.
I haven't even checked it yet.
That's dope. You want to give that a listen, but that's
Do
Black
you know
Thought.
the lyrics though?
No, not yet, because I haven't listened to it like that. I'm not that much of a hip hop fan, but it's Black Thought. Black Thought,
right.
Black Thought, in my opinion, is one of the top rappers ever in the history of the game.
I'm with that.
But
skill-wise,
yes,
period.
but that project in and of itself is pretty dope. Beat wise, of course, the lyricism and all that kind of stuff. And to me, by far, it surpasses anything that's kind of running concurrently with it.
Why is it? Let me ask Tone this. Why is it that nowadays, like, there's hot music out? I'm not saying all hip hop is garbage. No, I haven't heard it all. Right.
Right.
House Shoes could send me something right now and say, "Steve, you wrong. Check this out. Check this out. Check out Stro Elliott. Check out all these producers. Yada yada yada. You know, tall black guy, et cetera, et cetera."
Tall black guy's crazy.
A lot of stuff going on. Crazy, crazy hot. But
Sounds
now
like you're talking about beats though.
I'm talking about beats.
The beats aren't the problem as far, well, I don't know.
Why is it
The
that I have
I'll
to
let you
be?
finish
Why
that.
is it that I have to be put up on something now, whereas years ago, it will find its way to you, right? You know, whether it was watching MTV music videos and seeing Busta Rhymes on the videos.
Well, that doesn't exist
know,
anymore. That's
yeah.
one reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mix shows. I was listening to our guy Steve Haynes. He was on the radio, you know, doing hip hop sets, and I could get schooled. And man, what did he play? And I remember he did this mix. I love it. Doom 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 doom. Everyday People by
Arrested Development.
Rest of Development. And then on top of it, he does Audio 2 Top Billing. Take my life under the top billing. Doom 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 doom. And I remember that mix, and just stuff was accessible like radio, mix show, MTV, music videos. You know, I didn't have, and I'm not a hip hop guy, but hip hop made its way to me. Whether it even be I'm dancing, I'm playing for the school dance, and they're making requests and they're coming, you know, in. Hey, do you have the da da da? Do you have the da 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 da? And it was even giant records. Like the biggest record I ever played was Rob Bass, It Takes Two. Like just a major, giant, huge record, hip hop record that everybody loved. White, black, old, young. It takes two to make a thing go right. Just massive, right? And then you could start right there. Like I could start my collection with Rob Bass, It Takes Two. And then I'm gonna discover Special Ed.
EPMD.
You know, EPMD. I'm just gonna start. You in the EPMD crew? Now you can discover this. Then I discover Method. I discover Red. Then the Woo. And like, it's just so much. It was so many lanes. You couldn't say you hated all. You could conscious hip hop. Then when I didn't want the conscious hip hop, I can't remember the lyrics. I'll just go straight Cube. I can recite Cube lyrics to this day. I can't. I'm gonna be cursing, but I mean, they were so memorable. They baked their way onto the brain. 20 years later, me and my college roommate Eham, coming straight out of Compton. Crazy motherfuckers like Ice Cube. What about niggas with attitude? Don't know what your motherfucker like that. I'm 51, and I know the lyrics to these tunes. I hear stuff today, Tone, and why it doesn't hip hop capture people. You know, like it was capturing people
This feels like a trick question because I don't have an answer for
You the
it.
hip hop guy, man. I want answers from you, man.
That's funny because I do not feel like the hip hop guy anymore. I don't. I really don't. I'm the R&B guy now. I'm the, the classic rock guy.
You know hip hop has fell off when Tony Tone from Detroit
Oh wow.
says, "I am not a hip hop guy." This was the hip hop guy.
I was. I
Hip
definitely
hop
was.
shop root. You got. I can trace you to Maurice Malone. I can trace you to 3 Floors of Fun. I can trace you to Dilla. I can trace you through all of the '90s
Village, all that.
Slum Village. I can trace you to the essence of hip hop, opening up for the roots. I mean, just your hip hop resume is just stellar. So when a guy like you says, "I'm not," I can like you said recently. I asked you a question. I said, "What kind of DJ are you?" And you said, "I play everything, and I consider
Yeah.
myself more of a funk DJ."
Yeah.
What happened?
I think, well, I know to be honest, there was a period in hip hop where I almost completely stopped listening to it because I was not into the music at all. Like there was a big commercial period, like Nelly and Ja Rule and
Chingy.
Cash Money, Chingy, yeah, all that stuff. And I was not interested in it at all. So I actually stopped DJing for about 3 or 4 years because I was just
Really?
that, not interested in the music
Okay.
because DJing was never anything that I used to pay the bills with. It was just a supplemental thing.
Okay.
And mainly it's for my enjoyment.
Right.
And if I wasn't enjoying the music, then I wasn't really spinning.
Do you think, would you say you outgrew it, or did it outgrow you? Is that the right term?
I don't know if I outgrew it,
Mm-hmm.
but it became harder to find more records that I wanted to play
Mm-hmm.
because there were always quality projects out there, but I think the amount of quality projects kind of slowed down a bit.
Sure.
It's like if you have one hot ass record,
Right.
one hot ass album a year, I'm not gonna play the whole album for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to have something to back that up with, and unless you're going to go all old school, and there was a certain point where people didn't want to hear that.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that
like-
gets tired quick too.
Yeah, it does.
Right. Because
And
like,
especially back then, it was like playing 90s music was kind of, it was taboo for a time period. Now it's back in like full effect. You can do that. You can have a 90s night.
right.
You could have a 2000s night if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I don't. But yeah, for a point there, the stuff that we liked, it kind of reached like a dead zone.
Okay.
So it's like you can't go back to this era, you can't go back to that era yet because it was too soon.
Okay.
So yeah, it kind of iced me out for a minute.
Got it.
But
Got
I also think that the way hip hop started, remember hip hop, people thought it was a fad.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say people, let me be more frank about this. White music executives thought that it was going to just be
Oh, a
A
lot of black
flash in
people
the
did
pan.
too, though.
no doubt about it.
Mhm.
People thought like the breaks and Rappers Delight were like one-offs,
Mhm.
two-offs,
Yeah.
basically.
We
and
didn't
then
even know at that time, though.
Huh?
We didn't even know at that
No,
time, though.
no, we didn't. No, we didn't. Because like if you were a historian of that, you would have known that the last poets came before that, right? But they weren't getting. They were like Gil Scott Heron with extra beats, right?
Mhm.
That's what the last poets were.
Yeah.
They were Gil Scott Heron and what's his name? Brian. I can't think of his name. The other cat.
Scott Heron.
No, Gil Scott Heron, and it was another cat named
Brian Jackson.
Brian Jackson.
Yeah.
They kind of set it to music, but these cats were doing it like
With congas.
grassroots.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I think what we've come to at this point is just everything sounds the same.
To us.
So no, even so, we're not the majority. We're not the people that are consuming this stuff that takes us to
That's
number
true.
one.
Do you think
Good
the
point.
kids think that it sounds the same?
No, but
Yeah,
I don't
either.
know that they're buying like that. So the other thing
they're
is
not buying for sure.
they're not
streaming.
they're not buying.
Streaming their
They're streaming.
ass
So
off.
so the people that are older are buying these records. They don't that I don't think that demographic is comprised mainly of us as black folks,
Yeah.
right? So what they're hearing is it does sound the same. There's a bit of a backlash that says, okay, we went through Megan Thee Stallion, we went Cardi B,
Yep.
all of the chicks that came after them, the Sukihanas,
Yep.
what's her name, Ice Spice,
By the way, I
Yeah.
can't name them.
right? So
So
I
I'm gonna go ahead and let you cover that.
I'm on World Star Hip Hop because I like the fuckery that's on there.
Oh,
But
man.
man, it's hilarious. I watch it mainly for the fuckery.
You know what? I actually like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. I'll just put that out there.
Okay,
I do.
you know.
I appreciate it.
I'm with you, Tim.
We had our production guy chime in. Aaron,
Right.
what's up, Aaron?
To each his own. But I think what happened is you got to the point where it all started to sound the same. The same beats, the same cadence, the same like
Yeah.
I cannot tell even R&B singers.
Oh man,
I can't
don't
tell
get me started on
SZA.
that.
I can't tell SZA sometimes from her, and her is dope. She's a multi-instrumentalist.
SZA's dope too.
I know I'm not doubting that SZA's dope. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I haven't heard enough of SZA,
Mm-hmm.
but like that auto-tune stuff, that was the other thing that
Yeah.
happened.
Oh,
That happened.
man.
And by the way, Cher kicked that off. I'm salty that she kicked
She
that off.
did.
she
She
did.
did.
It's terrible.
She
It's-
did.
it's
I
awful.
like that song.
Do you believe in love?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's a surprise
I
from
do.
the non-hip hop guy.
Yep.
But
You-
I think that's what
keep
happened,
going.
that we got to the point where everything started to sound the same, and it just like other forms of music that were like we earlier we've talked about, even behind the scenes we talked about our love for disco.
hmm
Eventually, like that stuff got watered down,
Yep.
yeah.
right?
Yep.
And it all started to kind of sound
Yep.
the same.
They got corny disco, and that's why
Yeah.
they
But
burn,
you know-
burn it all up in the stadium.
Yeah. We are discerning listeners. And when we were younger, we could differentiate the sounds of different disco songs.
Yeah,
But the older people, all that shit still sounded the same.
true, because it wasn't Motown.
Yeah. That's just like now we're like, all these beats sound the same. But to somebody who's really into that, they hear the differences. It's different for them. But what I wanted to touch on is we're talking about how we haven't had a hip hop record top the pop chart this year. A lot of the reason is because the damn pop records sound like R&B records because they stole so much of the rhythm and blues that we were doing, or the hip hop style that we were doing.
Yes.
Because if you listen to these
Even
records
country,
now,
even country.
yes, they sound like fucking R&B records.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
You
even
are
even the
right.
country stuff.
Yep.
Like, you can listen to the new Miley Cyrus record.
Yeah.
If you took her vocal off of it, you'd think it was an R&B record maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
a couple of chord changes might be different or rearranged, but they sound like hip-hop records. They got the programmed drums in them.
Yep.
They're not even playing instruments anymore.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's
I don't-
crazy.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But then, again, like to me, that says you know, Tone's point is younger folks can hear the difference,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not the people buying.
Mm-hmm.
Older folks that are buying go, that Miley Cyrus record sounds just like fucking. Wait a minute, was that Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah.
Wait, did she have Megan Thee Stallion on the
Right.
album?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because
Right.
because it's the popular thing to do, right? It's like
Yeah.
in the 90s, or no, the 90s and the late 90s, 2000s. You want a hit record? You ask Timbaland, and you ask Diddy, right, or whatever he was going by at the time. You ask
Mm-hmm.
Puffy, or you ask Dame Dash. Those are the three cats that you wanted to have. You want a hit record? That's who you ask. Now it's like I gotta have somebody featured. I gotta have a hip hop artist featured to make my country album go pop.
Wow.
Right?
Well, they even
Wow.
have hip-hop country now, too. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Can we point out that
it's a whole different
country, Old Country Road by Little
world. Nas X.
Nas X
about
was
to go there.
once nominated for a CMA and then
Mhm.
pulled from CMA, and now they're doing it.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Got Billy Ray Cyrus on the remix.
That is crazy.
Went crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, this isn't country. This kid doesn't belong here. And then
Yep.
now they're totally like on board.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What was it? Was it Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy? That was like and what's the name? Your boy from, I don't know if he's your boy from Detroit.
No, definitely not. Fuck him. Kid Rock, no.
Kid Rock, yes.
No,
Oh,
absolutely
man.
not.
He straight exploited black culture. He's an exploiter. But okay. But yeah.
That's another topic for a later one. Is Kerr.
Oh, bro.
That's
I don't have much to say, but fuck him.
Tone, let me ask you this. Since we talked about some of the degradation of music and how it's formulaic, who are you listening to? Like, who's hot right now for you? Some new stuff.
This is an exciting topic for me. I actually found like quite a few artists that I'm really into now. First and foremost would probably be Cleo Soul,
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
who's from London, and her producer, husband, partner, whoever he is to her, Inflow. They have 2 albums together, fantastic R&B with real instruments
Nice.
and great singing, background vocals, string arrangements, good quality writing,
Okay.
which is a big problem with a lot of the R&B that's out today, in my opinion,
Yeah.
aside from the somewhat shoddy singing that might come out in auto-tune. There's no auto-tune on the albums. And they also have a side project called Salt, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
are,
That's like a religious arm, it seems
yeah,
like, for
man,
them.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Okay.
I like Salt.
Yeah. They put out like 5 albums
For
at
free.
one time.
Free download.
Yeah. Last year they dropped like 5 albums at one time.
Mm.
All different, very genres.
Mhm.
It's really good quality music.
Yep.
So that Cleo Soul is probably my favorite artist right now, and really of all time. She made a really big mark on me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, is this music that when you say Cleo Soul, would you actually use this music in DJ sets, or is this listening
Oh, yeah.
for you?
Oh, yeah.
I have. I will continue. Some of it, the tempo is a little slower, so it's not prime time music. But the stuff I do nowadays is more loungy, I'd say. So, that fits in perfect. My second artist would be Alex Isley, who is the daughter of Ernie Isley from the Isley Brothers.
Yep. Do that.
She has an angelic voice, and her producer, Jack Dine, is putting out some really, I don't want to say futuristic, but some really spacey, atmospheric beats. Some would say Dilla-esque. I wouldn't say that
Okay.
because I don't throw that around lightly, because that's, he's that dude. But her shit is very good, very good.
So
Her
I'm just
last 2
gonna.
projects.
I gotta chime in here. I know we're talking about.
I mean, he didn't
music
give his
that's out
third yet.
now. Say what?
No, he
Give
don't
his
want to hear
third.
that.
He didn't give his third yet.
Oh, give me a third.
Yeah, he gave his
The
third.
But you
third
mentioned
is-
Dilla, so I'm not gonna let you pass that word and not say something about Dilla. So you go ahead and
Okay.
give your third, and I'm coming back with the Dilla
Okay.
question.
And the third is Krangbin. I think
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying it correctly. But these,
Off in the back, we heard, "Oh hell yeah!" That was
The
that was
Texans.
Aaron.
yeah,
Texas.
they're from Texas. 3 people from Texas. A bassist, a guitar player, and a drummer.
The drummer is a metronome. He's
Yeah.
a human metronome.
He's a human metronome.
Wow.
The guitar player is phenomenal. His phrasing and the things he plays, you don't miss a singer in a traditional sense, because he plays so many notes and so many things so well that you're entranced by his guitar playing.
Nice,
And that's
nice.
it's it's an oddity in today's music.
Nice.
And the bass, she just holds it down. And I went to see them last year in concert, and I would say it's firmly in my top 5 concerts that I've
I
ever
missed
seen.
that one when they were here.
Yes.
I had to go to Africa. I went on a dental
look
mission.
at you.
No. I went on a dental mission to Africa, and then I went the following, like 2 weeks later when they were here. I took my daughter to France.
Yeah.
But I was so upset about missing that concert because they rarely come out, to my knowledge, at least to Phoenix.
Right.
And I wanted to catch them because Kroombin is dope. First of all, you know what Kroombin means.
I don't.
Forgot.
What does it mean?
It's airplane. I think in not Indonesian. Gosh, it's one of the Asian countries. It's not Indonesia, but it's the Asian country, because I had a classmate in dental school who had a very, very long last name. Is it Cambodia? I think that might be the country that it's from, but it means airplane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, the drummer's a human metronome. That dude he's never off. He's like quantized, damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Very
good that you guys can cite, new artists that are making impact current.
Yeah.
And I can name a few, but I'm not going to just kind of just fart off any names. But I got to go back a little bit. And although he's not new, I qualify him as a new kind of generation because he came out in the 2000s. And I met him, and it just blew my mind. So Kim from Detroit, K-E-M. So before I'm going to law school, I'm in law school, and at the time I'm working out, right? And I'm in the gym.
With your shirt off?
No, tank, shirt on. I work at shirt on.
Okay,
Shirt
I
on.
didn't know if you was in Venice Beach or something. To Venice
It's
Beach.
a running joke, folks. The shirt off, boys.
For the audience, I came back from mountain climbing one day, and I was exhausted and sweating, and I made a video message, and I had my shirt off, and I sent it to these two dudes, and they were like, first off, don't ever send me a video with your shirt off. So
And he was laying on his bed. Oh,
Running-
motherfucker.
Rick Ross style.
he called me Rick Ross, man. I do not have man boobs for the record.
No.
But at any rate, I was working out at the gym, and at the time I was really fit. And this guy walked over to me and said, man, he said, what are you doing to get in shape? What are you doing? I said, man, really, it's just I'm coming consistently, and my diet isn't all that great because I was a lot younger then. I said, but I'm eating a lot of protein and just hitting it real hard. He was like, man, I want to get to where you are. And this will be the point where you can intersperse an old picture of me, and then I'll be up on the screen and be like, that was me 15 years ago. And so it was, he said, man.
With my titties out.
Oh, my titties out, with my boobs out.
I have my nipples exposed. Think about getting that ring.
Oh, no.
So I was in the gym working out. Dude comes over. He's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? How you getting? I was giving him tips on how to get in shape. I said, man, just keep coming. You'll get it. You getting there too. And he was pretty slender, but he was trying to put on some muscle. I said, well, what are you working out for? He's like, I'm getting in shape. I'm, getting prepared for the whole thing, for my career. Everything's got to be tight. Everything. I was like, your career? I was like, what do you do? He was like, I'm an artist. I'm a singer. And I'm like, okay, whatever. In my mind, like some local dude or whatever. But it's real cool, very intelligent. And
Hell of a story.
he said, yeah, I'm getting ready to get signed to Motown. He's like, and my album is finished, and it is what it is. I'm like, he said, can I give you my album? I said, sure. So he gave it to me. It was on CDR, right? Memorex CDR.
Oh, yeah.
And writing the magic marker KEM.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, man, I'm a DJ. And I play on the weekends at this place called Tonic Nightclub in Pontiac.
Yes, sir.
I said, I'll play the tunes from the opening or something like that. I said, I'll play your records. I'm gonna go listen to it. And I thought it was gonna be some garbage, right? And I went home, and it's Chemistry, the album.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's not out. It's not pre-release. It's nothing. It's this man put it in my hand. He had been making physical copies.
He didn't ask you for $10 afterwards. Try to stick you
Man,
up.
I was surprised. He gave it to me. So I took it home. I listened to it. I was like, oh, my God. I heard a tune I love calls, and I said, that's a hit.
Smash.
I said, that's a hit. I said, that's a hit.
Girl.
Girl. Oh, babe.
Right. And I said,
No, we like Kim, but I realize there are a lot of people who don't. necessarily like Kim.
Man, that's my dude. It was just personal. So next time
Yeah,
I
it's
saw him at the
personal
gym,
with me
I was
too.
like, man, dude,
Oh,
I
I
can't
feel you.
believe your album is phenomenal. I said, dude, man, you are just on your way. Just make sure you still know me when you're going to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, God willing. And he's told
That's
me his
dope.
story.
Yeah, his story is crazy.
It's crazy. He's talking about, well, I'm coming from addiction, and he was a drug addict. You know, he's like, tell me your story. I'm like, well, I'm kind of privileged, man. I'm
Right.
right. I went to private schools. I live in the suburbs. I went to Michigan State University.
We got quality drugs.
I didn't.
At quality.
I didn't have a adversity story for him, but the last time I saw him, I was jogging home from the gym, and he was in a Toyota Camry. It was a Corolla or a Camry, one of those cars, but it was beat down. He put over me. He said, "Man, you need a ride." I said, "No, man." I said, "You got to get that cardio in." I said, "No ride, cardio," because we were both trying to get cut up, and he was trying to do it for his music videos and his career. He's
Right.
getting ready to jump on stage. He's
Right.
getting ready to sign a
He's
Motown.
trying to be what's his name from Love Will Never Do, the real dark
Oh, I
skinned
know what
cat.
you're talking about. Shoot, I can't think
He's
of his
the
name.
actor, Jaimin Hanshu.
Oh, nice.
He's
nice,
trying to
nice
be
parallel.
Jaimin Hanshu.
So I ended up, finished law school. I went to law, like 3 years to get through law school, and by the time I got to Arizona, dang, that was
Good
dope.
Chuck D.
Oh, the Cultural Vibe 89 Impact FM. Come on, man. All right, flashback. So by the time I get to Arizona, I can't dang Chuck D. All right. By the time I get here, two cats that I knew just had blown up. First was Kim, because I went to Target. I was in Target getting some supplies or something.
Saw
from
that
Target.
chemistry album.
I saw the chemistry album. I said, "Ain't this a bitch?" Dude blew up, went gold, the whole 9 yards. And the same thing happened and I'm sorry to take the mic so much, but the same thing happened when I left Michigan. And I'm watching, it was either the VMAs or the Grammys or the American Music Awards. And I'm looking at Head, right, on the Grammys or whatever the award show was. And I go into
DJ
Target
Head.
again, and I pull out an Eminem CD, and I flip on the back, and it says, "Beats or programming by DJ Head." And I was like, man,
That's
all
our
my
homie.
dudes, doing music, and I was like, I was blown away. So anyway, that was a Kim story. So Kim is my guy in the modern era, let's say 2000s, where I felt like, this guy is just phenomenal. This is brand new music, brand new, everything. And so I look for that quality, and it wasn't like, oh, he's not from the 90s or 80s or 70s, he's gonna be whack. He was like making modern soul music, and there's another guy making modern soul music too. I can't think of his name. I got an album.
You're going to say Leon Bridges, aren't
Say
you?
Leon Bridges. Yep. I was getting ready to jump up and get the album, and I haven't listened to it. I played it through once quickly. I got it. It's got a gold album, orange vinyl, and I skimmed through it. And I said, "Whoo, this is hot." Bought it, and I'm the type of guy, Doug, where I don't just buy stuff for collecting purposes just to have it. Like if I'm gonna, because I still buy vinyl. If I'm gonna buy it on vinyl, it's got to be meaningful. It's got to be a significant piece. You know what I mean? Otherwise,
Got you.
digital is good enough. But if I'm playing, because vinyl's it's expensive. So
Yeah.
if you're going to buy a piece of
It is.
vinyl, like, damn, $15, $19, $25, just
Yeah.
That's light.
crazy. So, yeah,
It is.
Yeah, for vinyl prices, $15.
yeah. So that Leon,
I go
It's
to
more than that.
Discogs.
yeah, the Bridges, he got me. So he's another guy that I'm really, really feeling. And I'm going to, when I get time, I just don't have time. But when I get time, I'm going to get more into his stuff because I bought his 2 albums and he was very impressive.
Can I get a quick Kim story in there real quick?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was at oh man, I forget the name of the record store, but it came after Street Corner after my girl Lynn moved and started her own record store. I was in there one day and Kim walked in. I think this was right after he signed to Motown, but it hadn't come out yet. So he had a little local buzz. And just remember her introducing him to me, and he was just so cool and humble.
Yep.
And, that really struck me because his story is so what he had to overcome in order to get where he is today,
Yep.
where he's like doing Steve Harvey's,
Cruise or
cruises
whatever,
and
yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that he made it from there to where he is today.
Yep.
And I like the music. And I'm really proud that he made it.
Yep, I felt
a
that
good
way
story.
about it too. It's a
Yeah.
good story. You can respect the story, and it endears you to the music more.
It does.
when you know it wasn't oh, this is this guy that they made and it's corporate and they pushed him and da-da-da. No, it's really authentic. This dude was really a person struggling that had a talent and was writing music and blew up the right way. You know, like you said, grassroots, locally, get signed to Motown, and you can't be more happy for his success, especially coming from Detroit. I'm glad to hear you share that story too, man.
Yeah.
You had a third one. You haven't given the third one yet, Steve.
Oh, the third
Steve ain't
one.
got no third one.
I don't have a third one, so
He ain't mentioned
okay.
no music that came out in the past 2 years.
But nah, so the Leon Bridges Bad Bad News, love that tune, dude.
My third one is just not an artist. It's just, here it is. So for me, I always heard music, right? I always heard the beats. When I was the worst guy on listening to lyrics of a song. So people could sing the lyrics. I didn't know the lyrics.
Oh,
I'm a
I'm
DJ.
just the opposite.
People would
Really?
rap the
Yeah.
raps. I wouldn't know the raps unless they were just really just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But I hear music, right? Because it goes back to my parents. There were no words to classical music.
True.
Beethoven Fifth Symphony doesn't have words. When mom's playing the
Get
piano,
up, y'all. Get up.
yeah, that's the words, right? So I was always just in musical strings, right? I would want instrumentals because I would want to put my own acapella on something, but it was always music first, words second, because I could overcome a bad rap on a record if the music was hot, but I can't overcome bad music. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
The house
Yeah.
tune, man, that vocal is but that instrumental is banging, dude. I could do
feel
something
you.
with that instrumental. So all throughout my DJ career, I was always locked in because beats got the club pumping. You know, like like if you say "Ain't No Future in Your Front" and MC Breed, you know, that's the Parliament sample is what gets it going.
Yeah.
You know, whether MC Breed is on the record or anybody else, that Parliament beat is what did to the beat, y'all.
Ohio players. But, yeah.
You know, it's. I'm sorry. You know, the funk, whatever. That's the main funk stuff, right? That's I'm music. So I'm listening to the
Oh,
music.
shit, I'm tripping. That's not even that. It's Zap.
Okay,
What
we're
is-
gonna do a Who's That Sample episode
Oh,
next.
man.
So anyway, I just I got a lot of producers that I like that are making sounds that appeal to me, and then I'll see they'll work with certain rapper or they'll work with certain singer, and I'm more following the producer. You know what I mean? Like, and that even happened a lot.
Are you familiar with Salam Remy then?
With who?
Salam Remy?
I'm not.
Tone?
I'm not.
Salam Remy?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's been around for
Yeah.
a minute too.
Produced a ton of people.
Yeah, Amy Winehouse is probably kind
Okay.
of the standout for him.
Okay.
Or Nas.
Nas too, yeah. But he redid a version of Eleanor Rigby with I believe it's Stephen Marley.
Mm.
Oh, you want to give that a listen, sir?
Wow.
Trust me.
Oh, Doug, here we go. Little segue. You put me up on a record that was so hot, right? And I hadn't heard it. It was on 45. You brought it on 45 over here. Was it Earth, Wind, and Fire? Was it Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I already know what it is.
It's Earth, Wind, and Fire record.
No, dude.
But Earth, Wind, and Fire didn't make this original.
Correct.
They are not the original producer.
Correct.
I'm going to let you tell Tone about the tune because I have it, but I lost it, right? So one of my greats. And
Oh,
I couldn't
I
find,
see.
I was going to pull
Sorry,
it
I
out on
lost
him
it.
at a gig and blow his head off. Could you please tell him about that record?
Oh, you blew my head off with one record. I'm gonna tell you in a
Really?
minute. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got
Steve
to
did?
you got to
Yeah.
tell him
Okay.
about this record because I'm
So
pulling it on you, dude.
So the thing is, Can't Hide Love is not an Earth, Wind, and Fire original. Can't Hide
Written by
Love.
Skip Scarborough.
Oh, great. It was
By
done.
Creative Source, right?
Correct. That's the original version, and that version is the arrangement is completely different. The BPMs are different, right? And I got introduced to that. We talked about DJs and stuff. Spinner. I listen. He's got this project called Strange Games and Things.
Okay.
Mind blowing, like the stuff he was putting on there. But that's how I came across the original Creative Source version. So, Earth, Wind, and Fire is a cover. Are you familiar with J.P. Morgan? You know who J.P. Does that name ring a bell? Does
Owns a bank.
J.P. Morgan ring a bell? Huh?
He owns a bank.
Nope.
No,
That's
okay.
all I knew.
So, you familiar with the Gong Show?
Yes.
Okay. So there was a woman on there named J.P. Morgan, J-A-Y-E-P. Morgan. Okay. Now there's an interesting thing about J.P. Morgan. During one of the shows, remember Mean Gene the Dance Machine?
Yes.
He come out and dance. There's footage on YouTube. You can see this. At one point, she decides to open her top
Mhm.
and expose her breast. So she is permanently banned from the Gong Show, which is
Mhm.
that is a feat in and of itself, in my opinion. To get
Wow.
banned from the Gong Show was bananas to begin with.
Mhm.
I had no idea who J.P. Morgan was. As far as I thought J.P. Morgan was just like a B-list celebrity that just showed up on the Gong Show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one day I'm in, what's that records? Downtown.
Central.
No, it's on Roosevelt and like 13th Ave. Grand Avenue Records.
Grand Ave. Yeah.
Grand Avenue. So
Okay.
I guess it's on Grand and
Yeah.
13th Ave or whatever. So I'm in there and I see this 45 and it says, Can't Hide Love, J.P. Morgan. And I'm like, surely this isn't that song.
Right.
Mhm.
And surely this isn't the J.P. Morgan that I know from the Gong Show.
Right.
Now, I didn't know anything about her getting banned because when I see it,
How do you know her name?
because dude,
Gong
I
Show.
have a head. I was dating this woman one time. She told me I have a head full of garbage. This is accurate. This is completely accurate. I am a beast at Trivial Pursuit.
The
I
way
am
he
a monster.
retains
Mhm.
stuff,
I'm a monster.
informational music, yeah.
So I see this at 45, and I'm like, surely this isn't that song with that name.
Mhm.
That can't be right, because J.P. Morgan's a white woman, and I'm like, no, she didn't touch this.
Yep.
It's
Sure
possible.
enough, pull it up on YouTube, and I dare say, look, man, Maurice White and them, they dope.
I'll
This
say it.
version is better.
Is better.
It's better
Wow.
than theirs.
And I never
I gotta
thought
hear
I
that.
would hear an original. Like, you couldn't tell me Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm like, well, whoever did the other one is whack.
Yeah,
Like, I would think that in my head.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
Like honestly, all three of them in their own right are dope.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think J.P. Morgan's version is just dope.
Killer.
It's better
Killer.
than Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Yeah, I got to hear this today.
bruh.
I was pulling that out to hit my Godplex, my God Complex, DJ My God Complex.
Mhm.
I wanted to whoop that on him because Can will pull out some
He
heat.
sure
Yeah,
will.
he will.
Can will pull
He
some
sure will.
heat out.
He sure will.
So I was like, that was on my list to smack Ken upside the head, right? Because Ken is a selector
Yes, sir.
he is.
of the highest order. Love you, Ken, and you're gonna get your punk ass on this
No doubt.
podcast
No
soon.
doubt. Get your ass over here, boy.
Yeah.
So the thing is, one day I came. Did I come to your house to play?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So I didn't say a word. I just put it on. And it just as I expected. You're like, who that? I'm like, right. So I ran through the whole J.P. Morgan story. He has no idea who J.P. Morgan is. I went and looked up J.P. Morgan. Didn't know J.P. Morgan had a singing career, period. I had no idea that she had a singing career. And a somewhat successful one, evidently.
Mhm.
But, dude, you got to hear that. Getting back to, I suppose, is my top three. Is it?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. We'll end it there.
So
Yeah.
there's a cat named Sam Willis who I play poker, right? And most of the time in my spare time, these days during the week when I don't have my daughter, if I don't have my daughter during the week, I will go play poker. And I sit in the poker room, sit in the poker table, and I got my earbud in and I'm listening to music. And sometimes what happens is I'm listening to tunes. I might be listening to who knows, and just let it play. And all of a sudden it'll like jump to someone, oh, we think you might like this on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came across this cat named Sam Willis. Phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal cat. So Sam Willis is one. I can go with Croonman, but I'm also liking Hiatus Coyote. The only thing about Hiatus that I have a problem with is sometimes the lyrics are a little too obtuse for me to get to. So they have to make sense for me to kind of remember them.
Okay.
So a lot of times.
So clearly you like the music, though.
I do, but I think more so I like her cadence.
Okay.
The Napalm is the singer's name. I like her cadence, the way she sings,
Okay.
the way she her flow
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes kind of draws me into a tune. So I like that. And the third isn't really, like you said, music isn't really an artist I've been getting into. And if I'm being honest, this dude is really underrated as a writer, particularly amongst R&B in R&B circles. He gets his props for the hits, but you got to look past the hits. You got to dig. Bill Withers is ridiculous.
Oh,
Bill Withers' catalog,
thought
dude.
you were going with somebody new.
No.
Okay.
Bill Withers.
Yeah.
Bill Withers is ridiculous. When you get past Lovely Day and Grandma's Hands,
He's
and
a
Who
hell
Is
of a
He?
writer.
I got some artists like that. Yeah.
Yeah, when you get past those kind of the big
hits.
hits, he's got one
I
called
don't want you on my mind all the time. That
Yeah.
shit's crazy.
He's got one called Don't You Want to Stay. So and Marlena Shaw has a song. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Marlena Shaw.
Mhm.
There's a song called Go Away Little
Little
Boy.
Boy.
My mother used to play that song all the time when I was a little boy. But it's called Looking for Mr. Goodbar. Are you familiar with this movie?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
So Looking for Mr. Goodbar is actually based on a true story about a woman who was killed by one of her lovers. She was in New York in the 70s. She taught at a school for deaf kids. And that was her day job. Her nightlife though, she would basically right after school go to a bar, hang out, and pick up different dudes every night. That's how she got down. She wasn't getting paid. She wasn't hoeing or nothing like that.
Okay.
That's how she just liked to get down like that, which I applaud her efforts. Fine with that.
No comment.
I applaud her efforts. Right? You shouldn't, because we got to bring up the story about the mattress. But anyway,
Oh man.
you should know. You
Ooh,
should
we
never
gonna leave
bring
that
up it.
story
Yeah, leave that alone.
with the cameras off.
So
Wow.
but the soundtrack. So the movie you can't find anywhere really, at least in the States, unless you watch it on YouTube and it's real fuzzy, because I watched it. But the soundtrack is super dope, and there's two songs that I pulled off of it. One by Marlena Shaw, what is it? Don't Stay Until Tomorrow. You Can't Stay Until Tomorrow, something like that. And the other one is Don't You Want to Stay by Bill Withers. It's pretty dope. So those are like my top two, but honestly, the third one that I've really gotten into, Swing Out Sisters Live from Tokyo album. That shit's
I haven't
phenomenal,
heard that
dude.
one.
First of all, I love Corinne Drury. She's the lead singer of, because I think it's Andrew Connell and Corinne Drury. Her voice is so nice. Like to me, like it just sounds very melodic. But that Live in Tokyo, man, like they do different arrangements of some of their more well-known tunes. But the tunes on there, man, I play them on my show. So I do a show Monday, Wednesday where I play down-tempo tunes on Twitch, and I play those tunes often.
Well, why
I'm
don't
gonna
you
have to
tell
check
us
that
the name of your Twitch channel so the listeners and viewers can go to it?
The Twitch channel is DJ Peanut 15, DJ PNUT 15. On Twitch, that's how you find me. That's the easiest way to find me. And on Monday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Arizona time. Yeah, Arizona time, because we don't change time. We don't do daylight savings time.
Right.
And then on Wednesdays, it's actually 9 to 11 p.m. I play down tempo tunes. And I don't always mix the tunes. Sometimes I mix them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I play a little bit of everything. I play some of the new stuff that I've come across. I play the Sam Willis, I'll play the Croon Bend, I'll play the Hiatus Coyote, but then I'll hit some of that LTD.
That good shirt off music.
Yeah, exactly. We both deserve each other's love, because I have
I'll
respect.
do the Martin when he like kick everybody out.
I mean, I have.
Oh man, clowning me, dude.
I have respect for the classics. I have respect for the nostalgia. So to let the audience know that hey man, I like these tunes. I like Concentrate on You by LTD.
That's my jam.
You know what I mean? I like the way that starts off. That's a great love song. But I might dip off into Fulfilling This First Finale, one of my favorite Stevie Wonder tunes that people don't reference is Bird of Beauty. Love that joint. Love that joint. So I'll reference that.
Is that on the Green album?
No, Fulfilling This First Finale is the one with You
You're
Haven't
talking
Done
about
Nothing.
Secret Life of Plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See Lost Plants.
Yeah, You Haven't Done Nothing is the one. Which, by the way, that's Jackson 5 singing back up on that
Wow.
song.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I still see tunes through what the album cover looks like.
Yes.
So you knew what I was talking about when I said the Green album?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm already thumbing through the albums like that's on the green one. I mean,
Nah.
like, that's on the yellow. Okay, the blue one, that's Joy. You know, like
Yeah. This one is on
Crazy.
the brown one.
on the brown.
Fulfilling This is
Mhm.
First Finale. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, man, that's my 3 these days. Definitely Sam Willis. You want to check him out, and Hiatus Coyote.
Guys, what I want to do is next time we get together, I want to pull out some of our hottest, most meaningful tunes records.
That's a good
And what I'm
idea.
going to do
That's
is
a good
I'm going to put a turntable and a CDJ right there on the
Oh,
table.
that's dope.
And then we
That's
just going to go for it. And then
That's dope.
you talk about your tunes and you just drop them.
Yeah,
That's dope.
It's the quickest way to get it
yeah.
snatched down from you too. Good idea, bro.
Absolutely. Play for 15 seconds.
We good. We're going to do it.
But like I can't. So that means I
We
can't.
might
play,
have to break the episode up.
Yeah,
So-
right. I can't play Thrust.
We'll get around it.
I can't play Actual Proof.
Right. We'll figure out a way.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get around it.
We'll
Maybe-
do the version, upload the version that won't get taken down and the word version that will. But we're going to
Mhm.
play some tunes. We're going to play some tunes. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Sure.
All right, guys.
I'm with it.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in
That's a
tonight or
Yeah.
this afternoon, whenever you catch this.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in and listening to us. Catch you guys next time.